Pythagoras of Samos is often described as the first pure mathematician. He is an extremely important figure in the development of mathematics, yet we know relatively little about his mathematical achievements.
He was well educated, learning to play the lyre, learning poetry, and to recite Homer.
There were among his teachers 3 philosophers who were to influence Pythagoras while he was a young man: Thales, Pherecydes, and Anaximander.
Pythagoras founded a philosophical and religious school in Croton.
Pythagoras coined the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared, wherein c is the hypotenuse, a and b are the other two sides. With this formula, you could find the different sides of a right-angled triangle. Here is an example of a problem. Find c when side a is 6 and when side b is 8. To solve this problem, the first approach will be writing the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared and substitute a and b. So a is 6, so write 6 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. Now when you start solving, when you get an answer equals a square, you must get the square root for you to get the final answer. And in this case, 100 equals c squared. So the square root of c squared is c, and the square root of 100 is 10. Now what if a is missing? Now you must write a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Then move b squared to the other side so that you will get the formula a squared equals c squared minus b squared. When you get this, it is time to substitute. You have to subtract c squared minus b squared, so that now 10 squared minus 8 squared equals 100 minus 64. And when you get a squared equals 36, get the square root, and then you get a equals 6, which will fit in perfectly in the right triangle. Pythagoras also knew the generalization, which states that a polygon with n sides has a sum of interior angles 2n minus 4 right angles. Here's an application of the formula 2n minus 4. N equals the number of sides, and in the next example it's a square, so 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, so n equals 4. In the formula 2n minus 4, 2 times 4 minus 4, so that is 8 minus 4. And as Pythagoras said, the answer will be 4 right angles. So a right angle is 90 degrees, so 4 times 90 equals 360, and the total is the measurement of angles inside a certain polygon, which is a square. This is the next example. You can see a pentagon, so n equals 5, and if you apply again the same thing, 2 times 5 equals 10, so 10 minus 4, and as Pythagoras said, the answer will be 6 right angles. So 1 right angle is 90, so the total is 540. This is the degree of angle inside a pentagon. So if you want to get the degree of each side, you just divide it by 5, because a pentagon has 5 sides. For a man living at 569 BC, he knew that the earth was a sphere. He also knew that the moon was inclined to the equator of the earth, and he was one of the first to realize that Venus as an evening star was the same planet as a morning star. This is an extra information how great Pythagoras was. Pythagoras died on 475 BC. His death is still unclear. In commemoration of him, they created the Pythagorean Society. And this man believed that at its deepest level, reality is mathematical in nature, that philosophy can be used for spiritual purification, that the soul can rise to union with the divine, that certain symbols have a mystical significance, and that all brothers of the order should observe strictly loyalty and secrecy. This is Pythagoras, a great mathematician.